IGDC is where like almost like 4 5,000 Indian game developers, international game developers come to meet each other. We have over 200 speakers, over 150 talks, panels, roundtables, workshops happening. Over 100 investors who are going to be there to, or publishers who are going to be there to meet game developers to explore. Over 100 booths in the expo area featuring our top 40 indies in India as well as some upcoming indies and so on. The reason we do IGDC every year is we usually travel quite a bit. This year we were at Gamescom, GDC, some of the folks from IGDC traveled to Tokyo Game Show. And the reason we go to these events is not only to learn latest trends, what's going on, but it's incredibly useful from a networking point of view. If you are trying to develop or focusing on business development, trying to bring in business for your company, trying to sell your game to a publisher so that they could publish it, or trying to find investment, or maybe even a co-founder, or even somebody to help you build something better, right? These events are incredibly useful. And like last year we had, or actually this year we had our first India Pavilion at GDC, Game Developer Conference, which happens in San Francisco. A bunch of indies came over from India. Over 150 people traveled to be part of GDC. Now, GDC is a 30,000 people event, right? It's like everybody from the world travels there to learn from each other. And we wanted to create something similar here in India. And that's what IGDC does. It brings together a lot of high quality international developers as well as almost everybody in India. It's part of India calendar. Almost everybody who's anybody in India building games usually is there during IGDC for those 3 days to meet people. And if you are an aspiring game developer, somebody who wants to meet the right people, this is the time to meet, because folks are a lot more open-minded about meeting new people, right? Otherwise, you're back in your office, you're working on something, and somebody messages you and say, "Can we meet?" I don't have time for that. But I'm there at IGDC to meet new people. I'm there at IGDC to find out what folks are working on. So folks are a lot more open-minded about meeting or networking. So it's a great opportunity if you are a game developer or an aspiring game developer, want to learn about what's going on.
I was just a spectator in 2015. Then I ended up putting my games for awards. 2017, we ended up winning QBots, and 2018, we ended up winning for Bombrica. But that same IGDC, the critics I got, the push I got from that IGDC, from the veterans, made me push my game to other level. I end up putting my game to international standards. So there, if I wouldn't have shown my game at IGDC, there is no way I wouldn't have gone to anywhere else, right? That small game from Guntur end up winning an award at London and Casual Connect in 2019, right? So one small step, it changed my entire life, my entire game cycle for me. It took me 4 years to talk to people. After fifth year in IGDC putting out my game, getting I got a lot of critics for my game. 50% of the people didn't like my game, but that really helped me a lot. That IGDC helped me a lot.
Even though it's only been one visit so far for me, I can say IGDC has really impacted me in a lot of ways. Um, and I think more importantly, will impact anyone who's thinking about coming in a lot of ways. So, as I mentioned, publishers, as you guys also mentioned, there's about 100 publishers, investors, people who can potentially fund your game, who are looking for cool games. That in and of itself, I think, is a really good reason to come. Beyond that, I think I saw some really cool games. Again, Mumbai is not a huge, I would say, city in the country. Obviously, Bangalore and Hyderabad, Pune, all these other places, I would say have more studios. And so I'm kind of in the silo here a little bit. I don't really know too many other people in the industry here. So it was great to see what other people are doing, get a sense of the level of quality that people are reaching, what people are interested in, like what sort of games they're interested in making. I think it's super interesting. Anyone in the gaming industry would be interested in seeing, what everyone else in their space is doing. So that was really cool. I saw some amazing games there. I saw Sojourn's Past there for the first time. That really blew me away with the quality of its demo. And then there were some other really eye-catching games as well. I feel like just in the past like even 12, 18, 24 months, the standard of games that are coming out of India has really risen. So that's very inspiring to be able to see that, to see my game next to theirs. And I also feel like it's not just the quality of games, it's also the type of games that are coming out of India. People are making horror games and retro games and dinosaur games, like all sorts of games. It's really cool. So that really motivates me as a developer to see that, okay, these guys come from the same place that I do. They have the same background, and look at how amazing their games are. So, we can reach that level too.
And to add that, like we are introducing indie pitch through IP Connect, where few of the studios will be pitching for a few minutes, let's say 10 minutes, and to explain about their game. It can be a MVP to the full release game. So in front of esteemed juries, investors, and publishers, right? If any one of them likes your game, right, they might end up. You might find a potential investor from that, right?
This is
And
the
sorry,
this is the Shark Tank kind of model.
it's kind of Shark Tank kind of a model, but it's for indies, especially for indies to go big, go bonkers. And apart from that, whether you get an investor or not, IGDC is going to give you an award for the best pitch, best anticipated game, best game design, right? And you can end up winning cash prize, right? It's something big. We are trying something big through IP Connect 2. Back in 2019, 2018, we used to receive somewhere around 100 games, 100 game entries in and around. This year, we have received 400 plus game entries. That shows how much potential we have in India, right? That means 400 different games, right? Currently, we have 12 different categories, right? From best mobile game, best PC console, best AR VR, best upcoming, best indie game, right? So there are quite a few, and there is one more category where whoever is attending IGDC, only they can vote for those games. That is called Popular Choice Award, right? You can vote for the game which you really like, and the highest voted game will get Popular Choice Award on that night, the second night, which is 14th of November, right? And this year we are giving Xboxes, one PlayStation for upcoming, and so many credits, lot of cash prize, right? So uh,
I
Yeah.
thought we're also giving out some AMD machines
Yeah,
or
we are giving AMD laptops, three different high-end laptops. Trust me, there is a lot more. It might be, we might take 5 minutes to read the cash prize only before reading the, I mean, the winner runner. So yes.